Oh. What is it now, Sprat?
I'm sorry to bother your ladyship, especially when you have company. I'm afraid I must hand in my notice.
It's about time for the next Downton Abbey movie to tackle a major historical event. With Downton Abbey 3 set in the 1930s, it's right around the time of the Great Depression, which could really shake up the Crawleys' fortunes and more. So without further ado, let's dive into what we know about the upcoming film. For those who don't know, Downton Abbey has won over audiences for years with its unique mix of history and drama. With its classy early 20th century setting, opulent wealth, and the endlessly fascinating Crawley family, it's no wonder the show has such a loyal following. After 6 successful seasons and 2 movies, Downton Abbey 3 is now in the works, capturing the final moments of the Crawleys and their staff. It's sure to be a thrilling chapter for longtime fans of the series and films. One reason the Downton Abbey series is so highly praised is its ability to weave in real historical events. From the very first episode, which touched on the Titanic sinking in 1912, to its portrayal of World War I and the glamour of the Roaring Twenties, the show has consistently integrated history into its narrative. As the franchise moves into the 1930s, the upcoming film will undoubtedly address even more significant historical events. Downton Abbey: A New Era wrapped up in 1929, just before the Great Depression hit. So with Downton Abbey 3 on the horizon, it's set to tackle this significant historical event. This new film will dive into the impacts of the Great Depression, potentially adding another layer of historical accuracy to the series. While the filmmakers might take some creative liberties in showing how the Depression affects the Crawley family, it's unlikely the film will stray too far from the historical realities, given the franchise's track record. Since the first film, the series has been hinting at the looming financial struggles that come with the Great Depression. Characters like Lady Mary Crawley have expressed concerns about whether their grand estate can withstand the changing times. The upcoming movie will likely explore how the Crawleys navigate the harsh realities of a financial crisis in the 1930s, adding new challenges to their already complex lives. The Great Depression hit hard, not only in the US but also in the UK, and since Downton Abbey is set in England, the Crawleys will definitely feel the pinch. With family connections across the Atlantic, the financial strain will impact everyone involved, likely leading to a cutback on their luxurious lifestyle. The opulent clothes, family meals, and grand events might become a thing of the past, reflecting the experiences of many wealthy families during that era. Even though the Crawleys are fictional, their struggles could reflect the real challenges faced by families of the time. The staff at Downton Abbey, who have become some of the most beloved characters in the franchise, might find their jobs and livelihoods at risk. The financial crisis could make it difficult for them to find work elsewhere, as even other families might not be able to afford to hire them. The Crawleys might manage to get by without their previous splendor, but the future for their dedicated staff could be far more uncertain. If the Crawleys in Downton Abbey find themselves unable to maintain their opulent lifestyle or afford their staff, they might even face losing their grand home. After all, Downton Abbey isn't just any house, it's practically a castle. For middle-class families struggling to keep their homes, maintaining a grand estate like Downton Abbey while managing the rising costs of basic necessities during the Great Depression would be a Herculean task. Even the wealthiest families had their limits, and Downton Abbey, as the final film in the series, will have to address these stark realities. Lady Mary's children were meant to grow up in this secure and sheltered environment, with the stability and safety that Downton Abbey offers. If the family is forced to leave, their new living situation may not provide the same level of comfort and security. The thought of the Crawleys potentially abandoning their ancestral home is more than just plot point. It signifies a drastic change in their lifestyle and future prospects. The Great Depression could spell the end of their secure existence at Downton Abbey and cast a shadow over their future. The upcoming Downton Abbey 3 is set to explore these themes in depth. While the film's release date has been set, audiences will have to wait a bit longer to see how the movie tackles the impact of the Great Depression on the Crawleys and their staff. The financial strain brought about by the era could push the Crawleys to make tough decisions about their home and their way of life. There's a real possibility that the film could take a more somber path, aligning with the historical context and the financial hardships of the time. However, there's also a chance that the characters and the iconic home might weather the storm. The series has consistently delivered compelling stories, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that Downton Abbey 3 might offer a glimmer of hope amidst the economic gloom. After all, the Crawleys have faced numerous challenges over the years, and their resilience has been a core theme throughout the series. As we await the final chapter of this beloved saga, it's clear that Downton Abbey 3 will need to balance historical accuracy with the emotional and narrative needs of its characters. The film's creators have a big task ahead of them. They need to wrap up the stories of the Crawleys and their loyal staff while addressing the harsh realities of the Great Depression. The end of the franchise is poised to be both a farewell and a deep dive into the era's impact on the characters who have captivated audiences for years. No matter how the film chooses to resolve these storylines, it's sure to be a poignant conclusion to a series that has masterfully blended history with fiction. The final movie will likely aim to provide a satisfying end to the tales of Downton Abbey's residents, offering closure on their journeys and the fate of their grand estate. Fans of the series will be eager to see how the filmmakers handle this significant historical period and how the beloved characters face the trials ahead. In the end, whether Downton Abbey 3 depicts the Crawleys' fall or their survival through the Great Depression, it will undoubtedly deliver a memorable and fitting conclusion to the saga. That said, months after the announcement of Downton Abbey 3, we finally have a confirmed release date, September 12, 2025. The third and final film in the trilogy is set to hit theaters worldwide, following in the footsteps of its predecessors. While Focus Features has set the release date, details about the plot are still unknown. The film promises to bring back many familiar faces from the TV show and previous movies. However, the beloved Maggie Smith, who bid farewell to her role as the Dowager Countess in A New Era, won't be returning. Similarly, while Matthew Goode, who played Henry Talbot, won't be reprising his role, there's still a chance he could make a surprise appearance. Fans are also hoping for a return from Lily James as Lady Rose, which could be a highlight if she joins the cast. On the exciting newcomer front, Paul Giamatti will reprise his role as the free-spirited Levinson, adding a fresh touch to the movie. As the release date approaches, fans are anticipating how the story will unfold and which other surprises might be in store for the final chapter of the Downton Abbey saga. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. With the upcoming Downton Abbey 3 set against the backdrop of the Great Depression, what do you think will happen to the Crawleys and their staff? Will they manage to hold on to Downton Abbey, or will the financial crisis lead to significant changes? Your thoughts and suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.